Welcome to CU Sports today. My guest is Mr. Nate Overman. Nate is a graduate of Centennial High School, a 2011 graduate of Centennial High School. He's going to share his experience in playing sports with us today. How are you doing today, Mr. Overman?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking.
Thank you for being on the show.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate you stopping by. Let's get to it. Did you participate in sports as a youth?
Yes, I did. I actually started when I was about 6 years old, moving back from California to Champaign. Started out with baseball and golf, and then picked up basketball along the way, and followed through up until high school. That's when I strictly stick to golf.
Okay, during high school. So like in middle school and high school, you played both sports, basketball and golf, or did you do any football or anything like that?
Nope, no football. Strictly stuck to the non-contact sports for myself, for my 150 body build.
Right.
Strictly golf, baseball, and basketball. But golf was kind of actually on the back burner up through my childhood, and then it kind of stuck to it high school.
Okay. So how did you do when you participated in?
I feel like doing the three-sport athlete growing up, I was always average, maybe a little bit above average growing up, and then if I would have stuck to one sport and kind of conquered that one sport, I would have done a lot better. So that's the only thing that I actually regret not doing.
Right.
But I mean, playing three sports, you're always busy, you're always having fun, you got a lot of friends, it's awesome.
Right, and then like you said, you decided on just playing with just sticking with the golf part.
Golf, yep.
Now you played baseball also too. And
Played baseball 2 years in high school.
Okay, 2 years in high school. And what position did you
I was third base, first base, and pitcher.
Okay, pitcher. So pitching is that's pretty tough position. So you didn't just go into high school, and just become a pitcher. You had to do that.
Right.
Didn't you have to learn that at a younger age?
Yeah. That was my main position growing up. I love being the leader of the field, because that's what, when you pitch, you're the leader of the field and you're controlling everything, and having that game in your hands like that's the best part.
Okay, and being able to pitch on even the high school level, you have to have some type of control and knowledge of what balls to throw in certain situations. So were you able to attend like any camps and stuff growing up?
Absolutely. I remember the FCA camp actually here that they do in Champaign. I would go to that for baseball specifically, and it was actually really cool growing up, because when you're 5th grade to 8th grade doing that, you get to play with these high school kids that are actually really good at the sport, kind of training you, which is awesome to know as a little kid.
Right. So after 2 years of the baseball, were you able to accomplish any type of championships or any type of, what do they call them, regional finals? Were you able to reach any?
You know what? I think my high school, we were kind of struggling with baseball. We were really good at basketball and golf, but with baseball, we were kind of on the backside, kind of sluggish in the Big 12. That was the conference we played in, and but not really winning anything for baseball.
No. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. All right. So talk about the mental toughness that it actually takes to play a position like pitcher, and you say you're a golfer also. Those are two mental positions that you really have to be locked in at what you're doing, or your concentration level will have to be pretty intense.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with golf. Golf is such a mental game. You got to know exactly what to do each shot, and sometimes you'll have shots when you have never experienced it. So it's something that your first time experience is in a golf tournament, so you really don't have any idea, and that's why golf is such a mental sport.
Right. So okay, well that sounds good. Were you able to continue playing the golf or your baseball after high school?
I actually I went to Parkland, played 2 years on the golf team, and was able to do that, which was awesome experience. Every competition level though, I mean it's the best of the best you're playing with, and Parkland is such a great school to go play golf. There's a lot of competition there, especially around the areas, with Muhammad and other schools that have really good golfers.
Okay. So what when you think back to it, how was the training for your golf and as you know being younger in high school compared to being in college now, as far as like?
Oh, absolutely.
How do
High
you
school
train?
high school training, it was strictly just summer. I would only play in the summer, and then as soon as the fall hit, that's when our season was. With playing at Parkland, we would have 2 seasons. It was in the fall and in the spring. So we had to practice throughout our winters and also our summers. So for those 2 years, I mean, it was golfing nonstop for those 2 years, which was, it was good. It was good. I got to the best of my ability.
Right.
Absolutely, playing almost every day, spending 3-4 hours on a golf course.
Right.
But no, it was a great learning experience. Absolutely.
Right. So do you think? Can you talk to us about maybe the coaching, what the difference is in the coaching for these young viewers that are, that's playing high school golf right now, and they're going to go and play on the next level.
Absolutely.
What do the coaches do different, if they do anything different, as far as like that part goes?
Once when you hit a certain level in golf, you know exactly what you're doing with your swing, what's wrong with it. If you hit a miss hit, you know exactly what you did on your backswing or follow through. So the difference between a high school coach is they can help you with that, but once you hit to that top level in college golf, those coaches are pretty much just there to show you different drills, help you with the mental aspect of the game. Because once you reach that level and you're good enough to play in college, you know everything about your game.
Okay.
So it's much more of like in high school, they're teaching you a little bit more about your swing. Once you hit college, that's when you're on your own kind of thing. But your coach is there for mental, help you practice, and kind of drive the bus around.
Right. So and you were fortunate to play on the next level and be good enough for a college team to want you to represent their school. How much work? Can you tell the viewers how much work you put in to get to that level?
Absolutely.
As far as like how much did you have to train during the week? And how many hours do you think?
Well, put it in high school. I know my junior and senior years, actually, I spent because I stopped playing baseball junior and senior year.
Right.
I strictly stuck to golf because I wanted to be able to play in the next level. And I mean, as soon as summer hit, I was trying to go out and play every day. I worked at a golf course too, which
Right.
made it available to play for free,
Right.
which is financially acceptable. But putting in
That always helps.
putting in a couple hours a day, if that was just practice swinging, playing 9 holes, 18 holes, chipping, putting, doing whatever I could to get out on the golf course and just get that repetition of swinging.
Right. Were you able to go to any like PGA? I know we don't have anything around this area right now, but
Right. I was
you know.
actually there was a couple of state AMs that I was caddying for guys, older guys that were playing at Parkland. I was able to caddy for, and that was a whole different experience because you're dealing with the top golfers that go to U of I, Northwestern, Indiana, all these schools, all these kids that are from Chicago, Naperville. I mean, it's insane. But I was able to caddy for them and meet all these different guys, which was awesome.
Right. So sounds like you really like golf and you found your niche in the sport that you really wanted to excel in.
Absolutely.
Who actually got you involved in golf, or does anybody else in your family play golf? Or
You know what? The first time I was actually golfing, I was with my dad. He bought a garage set clubs, which was probably about $10 back then,
Right.
and we used to just chip and hit 5 irons. I remember at a park that was only like 100 yards away from it, one side to the other side. But that's what actually got me started, and my little brother actually picked it up. Probably better than I did because he's a little bit more determined to be the best golfer he can be,
right.
and which has always helped me push me to be the best.
Right. So it sounds like it's more of a family affair. Well, it's good to have other people in the family
Absolutely.
participating in the same sport.
Oh yes,
It gives you a little bit extra drive.
right.
So, well, that's excellent. And all right, well, let's see here. It says that that you also were going to play football at one time And what happened to that? Did you just decide not to?
You know what? I'm going to be completely honest. I was too much of a little girl to even get out there and try to get tackled from a big guy. I mean, my older cousin, Xavier, your son, he was always the football player, and watching him play football, I knew that I could never, ever play football. And there was no way.
I don't know. I think you might be selling yourself. You were pretty good athletes, man. So I think you would have been all right. I think it would have been all right. But that's great. Now, I could tell you, just from myself, watching you grow from a young child to the man you are today, the young man you are today, is a blessing to all of us, especially your family. It was an absolute pleasure, coming out and getting some footage of you actually golfing, and it was a thing of beauty. And I think we have some clips of that we'll be showing later on in the show. I want to get through the rest of these questions I have to you for you. Okay. Well, I think we're done with the questions. I think we can just go to the film part, if that's okay with the producer here. So, well, can you take us through what we're seeing
yes,
right now?
Yes, this is actually the summer after I graduated. So this was when I was trying to prep for my freshman year at Parkland.
Okay.
And I was trying to play in as many tournaments as I possibly could.
So what's the name of this tournament
This
here?
would be the Twin City, I believe. This is at Champaign Country Club.
Okay.
And
you recognize what hole this is?
Yes, yeah. This is the number one. This is a little dog leg to the right, and Champaign Country Club. It's a beautiful course because the trees.
Well,
the trees
a
all.
Nice swing. Nice swing.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Been practicing it ever since I was little. It's the same swing.
Yeah.
I've never been able to change my swing. Never really wanted to.
Yeah. Well, you look comfortable at doing that. You look like you were satisfied with the hit.
Absolutely.
You just did. So
Absolutely.
How far did that actually go?
You know what? Since that was probably freshman year, or going into freshman year, I was probably still hitting the ball the farthest I probably could. So it was probably about 280 to 290 was my drives.
Right.
That was when I was also a little bit skinnier and not really muscular.
Right.
But no, yeah, that was how I would say that was actually one of my fastest swings was at that age when I was hitting it really, but that was bad tempo.
Right.
Is what that was.
Well, it looked like you were competing against a grown man there.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
Do you remember what his name was?
You know what?
Is he a professional
I think
golfer?
he was actually. I think he was. I don't know if he was a member at Champaign Country Club, but I actually remember that guy that we were playing with. He was actually a really nice gentleman, and he told me a lot of great things that I like to hear about my swing and about my composure on the golf course. Right. And he told me a lot of very nice things that I really enjoyed hearing from him.
I mean, did he? Were you intimidated by the fact that was a grown man? Was that the first time you competed against a grown man?
I don't know if that was the first time playing with an older gentleman, but I know that playing in a lot of high school tournaments with a lot of kids my age and then going up to play with an older gentleman, and I almost felt more comfortable around him because he made it seem like it wasn't really a golf tournament. He kind of made it seem that we were just going out to play.
Oh, okay.
And then local kids that are my age, when we go out and play in a tournament, I mean, it's like we want to beat each other.
Right.
So
Okay, well that's great. Let's roll. Let's take the next clip and take us through that, please.
So this is a mid iron.
Yeah.
We got going on here.
Yeah. How far are you away from the flag?
I think we're about 150.
Is that the flag that I can see now?
Yep.
I really can't.
Yep. That's probably a right pin placement. We're about 160 out. And
what iron are you using?
This is probably going to be a pitching wedge to a 9 iron.
Okay. And what are your clubs? What brand?
I
did you use?
Titleist AP1s.
AP1s.
I've always had Titleist irons. Love the irons.
Oh.
Got a Nike driver.
Yeah.
And Titleist wedges.
Did that actually go where you wanted it to?
You know what? No, it went a little left. But as you could tell from the video, I wasn't too happy with the outcome of the shot. But
all right, well, let's go to the next one and see what happened after that.
All right.
If we can cue that up. And here you go. So
Now this is the worst part of my game right here.
the putting part.
This is when I get that little club in my hand and I have no idea what to do with it.
Right, right.
This is, but this is actually what my coach from Parkland, Zach McNabbie, he actually helped me out and my 2 years spending at Parkland with my putting game. And if it wasn't,
looks like it just rolled past there.
Yeah, yeah.
So you barely, I mean, that was, it, you know, you had enough on it and it got there. It looked like it just rolled to the right. Can we see the next? I think we got one more clip to see if you nailed that. That's what we got here. And this clip is being brought to you courtesy of CU Sports. Was on the scene that day. It was a beautiful day. And this is about what? About a 3-foot putt?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So,
just about a 3-foot putt.
If you can't make a 3-foot putt,
Exactly.
then you shouldn't be playing.
Exactly.
Look at that.
Exactly, there we go.
You look like you hit that with no problem.
Yeah,
That went in pretty straight.
Absolutely.
All right, well, I think we running out of time here. So once again, I just want to thank you for stopping by. Nate Overman, everybody. Thanks for coming by and visiting us. And you're more than welcome to stop by anytime.
Absolutely.
CU Sports. Is there anything, or could you give our young viewers some advice about participating in sports?
Absolutely.
Just before we go.
Yeah, I have played sports since I was 6 years old. It has taught me a lot of things. It's taught me great leadership, great teamwork, courage, and if it wasn't for sports, I probably wouldn't be the same person that I am today. And sports has really helped me grow. It's helped me build friendships that I've had till this day and that will grow. And if I could redo it, as being a future dad, I hope I will definitely have my kids playing sports. It's a great learning challenge for them.
Right, great. Well, I hope all the young viewers take that in, take it to heart. I want to thank you again for tuning in to CU Sports, and we'll see you next time. Welcome everybody to CU Sports. I'm your host, Larry Jackson. Today my guest is Mr. Bryan Overman. Bryan's a good friend of mine, and he's here today to speak to the viewers about having children or kids that participate in sports and what it takes to make sure that they excel in their sports. Okay, how you doing today, Mr. Bryan Overman? Thank you for being with us today on CU Sports.
Sure.
Good. Can you tell the viewers, or let's just talk to the viewers about being a parent of children or kids that participate in sports? You actually have two sons, Nate and Isaac, and Nate appeared on the show earlier. We went over, his sports activities that he participated in. How hard is it for a parent with multiple kids participating in sports, to get them around to their sporting events and stuff like that, and just be there for them, to help them? Can you speak to us today about that?
Sure. It's not hard at all. It's a pleasure, actually. The hard part is actually getting the vehicles. 1:15 got to be here, 1:30 got to be there. That's the most difficult part. The pleasure is being a parent and seeing your kids participate in these sports. The pleasure is watching them practice and get better at their sports. So kind of the role is us as parents is you're the home coach. Hey, got to get out and field some grounders, so let's go out and I'm going to hit you some ground balls, like 100. Or you need to hit a bunch of balls at the driving range, or we're going to have a chip putting contest. So, it's for me, it's you get to be with your kids, you get to teach them, you get to coach them, but again, back to one, you get to be with your kids.
Right, and that's quality time, what they call quality
exactly.
time. It don't get any better than that. Don't.
That's right.
So what about, I know that's all sounds rosy and everything, but what about like if you have maybe some time to where they don't want to, go out and and really practice on what they supposed to be
Right.
doing. And you know, how do you handle situations where, you know, not that you know you were ever in that predicament, but what can you tell the viewers about, you know, maybe having a kid that don't want to really get out there and
Sure, sure.
when they know they should, you know that they
Yeah.
they want to do it for whatever reason, they're just
Yeah.
being lazy
Yeah, yeah.
that day. And what do you
Right.
tell the kid? Like,
Well, I think my son would be honest, and he would say, or my sons, they would both say, we've spent a lot of time. Dad, I've already done 100 grounders. We've already done this or that. And my job as a parent is to make it fun, make a game out of it. We used to do pitching contests in the backyard where it's less than a 20-yard, 30-yard pitch, where we would just put an object out in the backyard and we would all pitch to it, and the winner got to select where the next target was. We just make games out of everything. It's kind of hard to hit ground balls and make a game out of ground balls, but especially with golf, we had to make a game out of putting contests and maybe make a little family wager where somebody has to do something embarrassing if they lose or
Right,
something like
right,
that,
right.
but just to keep it fun.
right. So obviously, you know, do you have to be sports inclined as a parent to have kids to play sports, or do you think it's better for the parent not, you know, to be, you know, to know about the games that the kids are playing? I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel about that as far as
Yeah.
the help wise, as far as
Sure.
like helping the kid, you know,
Sure.
progress?
Right. Great question, because you have sports that now kids have to start concentrating, and at a younger age they've got to focus on one sport or the other, and that may not be your sport as a parent. And there's a lot of parents that hear, child, this is what you're going to do, or it seems like this is the sport that you want to do, go for it. And as a parent, you just support them.
Right.
You just make sure that they go to the practice. You make sure that they have the equipment that they need. You make sure that they eat healthy, and during the off season do as much preparation as possible. But again, that is one of the joys of being a parent, is to watch your kid and guide them to whatever sport or whatever they choose to do. Just do it the best of their abilities.
Right, that's great. Now, just from knowing you, I know that you are a basketball person. You know, we go way back, and you know, we had a lot of great games played here on campus and just around the community in general. And so, how do you feel about, you know, the game that you love of basketball?
Yeah.
You know, and then I think both of your sons are over 6 feet tall. You know, I think your
Right.
youngest son, he's
Right.
taller than both of us, and you know, I think he's heading on 6'3" or something like that right now, 6'2", 6'3". So,
Yeah.
how do you feel not getting any, you know,
Of my sport.
the basketball aspect
Yeah.
out of, you know, from having, you know, tall boys?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I guess I could say as a basketball player, I learned about golf. To put it bluntly, you know, it was fun watching them when they were young. It was fun watching them compete. I believe they both competed for Jefferson, actually, and
that's
played
Champaign.
Yep, Champaign Jefferson Middle School.
Right.
Both played there. I actually played there when I was a kid.
Right,
So
right.
to see them in the same gymnasium that I got to play in, and then they both went on to the high school, and they just felt like their sport to play was baseball and golf, and they decided that's what they wanted to
That's what they
concentrate
wanted.
on. And as a parent, even though I was a basketball dad, as a parent I got to support them in what they want to do. You know, if they wanted to, decided when I go to high school I'm going to start playing the tuba, you got to support them playing the tuba.
That's right. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yep.
Well, I want to thank you for being on the show today. We're gonna have to. Looks like we're gonna have to have the other member of the Overman family on it, the other golfer. His name is Isaac. So we look forward to having him on and getting some questions to him. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in to the show today, and as always, we'll see you next time.